Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Marketing Matters. I am Sarah Touchstone, Landmark Titles social media marketing strategist and educator. I have the pleasure of bringing you guys Marketing Matters live every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. And we have an amazing speaker with us today. We've got Heather Roxburgh. She's in the Salt Lake City area, and she has been featured multiple times by Brian Buffini. Her and I were just talking before I hit record about how she works with their network. She's been on multiple panels, and that's because, guys, she is a rock star in the real estate industry, right? You don't get invited to Brian Buffini's things without being absolutely amazing. So, Heather, we're so excited to have you on today. I am a big fan of events, so I'm really looking forward to hearing about how we can help clients bring everyone together and stay top of mind. So I'm going to hand it over to you. You can screen share and take it away.
Right. Let's see if I can. Oh, this will stop screen sharing. Do you want to continue?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. I'm like, I've not seen that before. Well, first, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on here and apologize to you all for my raspy voice. I have I'm getting a cold, so I sound kind of bad, but I am the queen of client events, so I'm really excited to talk to everybody about that today. We host about 5 client events a year, and I get a massive attendance. So some of our events, some of our most popular ones are Pumpkin Patch and like our summer events when we invite our whole database. We've had over 1,000 people attend, and I attribute a lot of that to the marketing that we do in advance. So I'm going to go over why I host events today, what you need to do to plan your event, how you determine the party size, refining all of the details, how to recruit a team to help out with the event, creating the proper marketing so that you get people there, following a timeline, and then what you do after the event. So I hope you guys, that you get some good takeaways from this. So why I host events. Early on in my career, about 15 years ago, I learned really quickly on my very first event that I did that it was the best way for me to get face-to-face with my clients. I love to shower them with love and show them how much I appreciate them. So it's a really good way to show your appreciation and gratitude. It does create community. Over the years, because I do so many events, my clients have gotten to know each other, and I've seen a lot of friendships come out of my events. So it's really fun to see that happen with the community that you build. And it is the best way to build long-term relationships with clients. We just recently did our Cookies with Santa, and it's crazy. Like, I look at people who I sold a home to when they were single, and now they have a wife and 4 kids. And so it's really, really fun to see people come back year after year. Oh, that's kind of slow. It's also the very best way to leverage your time, resources, and marketing dollars. So I know, like, we do a lot of pop buys and things, but it's a really great way to bring everybody together. So it maximizes the efforts of your time. It allows you to see a large amount of people in a short amount of time, and it does showcase the success of your brand. So when I host an event and 1,000 people come, people are like, "Are these really all of your clients?" And that, I mean, people see that, and they see that you're, you really are doing business and there's great success there. And it's a good way to meet new people. We always, at all of our events except for one, we encourage people to bring family, bring friends that we need to meet. So a lot of times our clients will actually bring their friends that are looking to buy or sell. So we get a lot of business out of our events. And like I said, we do them almost once a quarter. So it's a really good way to cultivate relationships with new people. And I think going into one of our big goals this last year and even going into 2024, it's just like, you've got to grow your database. A lot of people aren't, they're not selling their homes. So it's important that you're always adding new people to your database, and that's a good way to do it. So planning your event, you want to start this long in advance, just so that you have everything. So the event turns out really well, you have everything put together, and it's a lot less stressful if you do that. You always want to determine a clear purpose. What are you trying to achieve? So are you trying to get referrals? Are you trying to get client reviews? Are you just wanting to get face-to-face with your clients because it's been a while? You want to set an intention and be very clear on your goals so you can track results. It's really easy to put on an event, be really stressed, and just go through the motions, but you do want to be super intentional about why you're doing the party. I mean, parties can be very expensive, and so you want to maximize your ROI. And then how are you going to get new business from the event in the form of repeat clients, referrals, or again, adding to your database? And then you want to decide on the audience. So we do a multitude of different events. We do family events, we do adults only events, and we mix them up throughout the year. We host really large ones, very small ones. So, you know, determining your party size is super important. So some smaller event ideas, you could do a paint night, you could do tickets to a sporting event. You could do a pie event, which I know is very popular in the Buffini world. A lot of people do pie events. You could do a business to business mixer, which is really important, cultivating those relationships with your business owners. You can do cooking classes. Like I said, Cookies with Santa, that's an event that we do every year. We have a great attendance at that. It's super popular. A lot of people come just to get their Christmas card photos. So, you know, that's something you could do like really early on in December, and your clients can use those for their Christmas cards. You could do a wine and cheese event. Some of the larger events that we do, we've tried a lot of all of these actually. You could host a pumpkin patch. That is actually our largest event that we do every year, where we end up with anywhere from 800 to like 1,300 people that will show up at that. You could have a movie night, a summer barbecue, an Easter egg hunt. Those are very popular. I will say they're a lot of work for a very small amount of time. You could have a bowling party. You could do a trunk or treat. You could host an event at a water park. We do a water park every year, and it's super popular. So we just rent out a water park and they close it down for our clients, and they come in the evenings. So water parks are really fun. So refining the details. So you really want to determine like what you guys need at the event. So do you need a caterer? Do you need a bartender? Are you going to have any entertainment or music? Do you need to rent any equipment? So if you were going to do a summer barbecue, do you need to get a bounce house or something for the park? You want to make sure you determine the theme. We don't really do themed parties, but like our next party is going to be a Valentine dinner party. So it's kind of like, we call it our love fest for our best. And I have some marketing pieces in here on that. And I did that just to kind of give you guys an idea of a party that you could do the first quarter of the year. A lot of people will do like gratitude gatherings this time of year. And I did those in the beginning and found that it's just really busy for people to get to those events during the holidays. So we started doing a party in February, and it's a really great way to kick off the year and get in front of your clients. And you'll want to determine obviously the date, time, the location you're going to host the event, and then set a budget, which is really, really important because again, these parties can be expensive and it can add up. And then depending on the party, you want to make sure you have the proper staffing needs. You have enough people to help you run the event so that you are not doing anything. Like I just show up and mingle with my clients. So I'm not worrying about making sure we have the food perfect or anything like that, because the purpose is for us to be in front of people. And then I will always recommend that you have a photographer and a videographer, or at least a photographer there. We always take the photos from our events and we post them on social, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but a lot of times we will frame them and do pop-bys with them. So it's a super fun way to basically follow up after the event and have pictures. So a videographer is really important too, because it's really great marketing. So you can use that for social, and then it's good marketing if you do the same party every year to use for the following year. And there's super fun things you can do now with photo booths and the 360 videos. They're very, very popular. And you can leverage your event. So we always, at certain events, we'll do a raffle, and we will do like extra raffle tickets if somebody writes us a Google review. You can also support fundraisers for charity, which I think is really important. I'm a board member of the Utah Foster Care. So I'm always doing charity events to raise money for that organization because I support that. And parties are a really great way to get client testimonials and reviews. So at parties, if you have a room that you can take your clients to that's really quiet, you don't need to hire a videographer for that. You can just use your phone and ask them to film a testimonial for you. So it's a really great way to do that while your clients are already there and at the event. So I highly encourage making sure you plan for that. And then make sure you have a really good team with you. Team to put this event on. So, you know, if you don't have enough staff, if you don't have a big enough team, ask friends and family to volunteer. In the beginning, when I started doing events, we would do like a summer barbecue, and my mom and my dad would come and cook the food. And so, I enlisted my family to help me with a lot of things when it was just like myself and one assistant. So friends, people are always willing to help. And then identify business partners to share in the cost. This can be an awkward thing for people sometimes to ask for donations, but we ask all of our vendors to donate every single year for our parties. They are the people that are getting all of our business. So we ask our home warranty people, we ask our lenders, we ask Title can't donate here in Utah. We ask our insurance company. So anybody that we send business to, we ask for donations. And then for raffles, we literally hit up every business owner that we know and get them to donate raffle items so that we're not having to pay for all of those. And people are really excited to donate and they do like to help. And then you can always co-market with a lender too. My preferred lender splits the cost of all of our client parties. And so it's a really good way to be able to put those on and be able to do more parties and just leverage that so it's not such an expense to you. And then hire staff if you absolutely need to hire staff. We have never had to, I think again, friends, family, team members are always willing to help, and business vendors are as well. So creating your marketing, it's really important that you do this and do it well. So we do mass marketing around the event, and you're going to hear some redundancy in this because I'm going to say certain things over and over again, but you want to design all of your newsletters. So you're going to want to have a save the date, your official invite, a details reminder asking for RSVPs multiple times, a last chance email, and then a thank you newsletter that will go out. You'll want to design all your social media posts and then your direct mail invitation. So I'm going to show you guys some examples that we do. So like I said, we've got our Love Fest for our best coming up in February, and this is our actual invitation. That party is obviously not for 2 months, but we are working on it right now, actively now, so that we are super organized and everything goes out on time. That is super important to get more people at your events. And that's the goal, is to, if you're going to throw this event, you don't want 50 people showing up, you want 500 people showing up if you have the capacity for that. So we always do a direct mail invite. We do not just rely on, text messages and emails. And we do that. I mean, I'm a huge fan of direct mail in general. So as far as marketing goes, I send a direct mail piece out to my database every single month because it has to cross their hands. So they have to see your stuff. They can't just delete you or not look at your text. So QR codes are amazing. Obviously, it's a great technology piece to get RSVPs. So you'll want to do a direct mail piece, ask for RSVPs. And we ask for RSVPs for every single party that we do. We say for some of them that it's not necessary, but it's appreciated. But like our Valentine event, we do a sit down dinner party. So we have to collect RSVPs so we know who to plan for to be there. But you'll want to do a save the date for email marketing, like I said, an official invite, and then multiple detail reminders asking again for RSVPs for those who haven't sent theirs back yet. And then text invite is super important. There's some really great platforms. We use Punchbowl and it's like so inexpensive. I think we pay $100 a year for it. But we get the most RSVPs through the text invites. So if you're not using text invite through like Evite or Punchbowl or a certain platform, then I recommend doing it. And we always film a video invite, which goes out in all of our marketing. So I think it's important to do a video invite, provide all the details. You can use that on social, in your newsletters. You can actually send it in a text invite too. And then social media marketing. So we do heavy marketing on social. So we're trying to hit all platforms in our marketing. There are really great ways that you can streamline this so that you're not having to think about doing it every single day or each week. We actually use Constant Contact. MailChimp is a great way where you can just go in and just schedule out all of your newsletter invites, have them ready to go, and just have them scheduled so you don't have to think about it. And then for the mass text, again, you can use Punchbowl, Evite. There's a lot of platforms that you can use. Those are the ones that we like and we prefer. And then there's a really great website platform called Event Create. And we have not used that yet. We're going to try that out. But they are like an all-in-one platform, and they have some free versions, but even the paid versions are pretty inexpensive. I think it's like $8 a month. But you can do everything through this, and it gives you a landing page for your party, kind of like a wedding, So If you haven't checked out something like that, I would recommend doing that. We're excited to try that out for our Valentine party this year, but it's a really good place to do it all in one. And I think it just is really professional to have a landing page and a place where people can go. And then you are going to want to establish a timeline. So this is probably the most important thing that I would say you need to sit down and really look at this like 3 months, 2 to 3 months in advance, so that you know exactly what's going out and when, and you are more than prepared to get your marketing materials out. So with the timeline, so 2 months before the event, and again, there's going to be some redundancy here. We get all of our marketing designed and done, and it's all approved. So I am fortunate to have a full-time marketing coordinator who does graphic design. So she designs all of our marketing. This is when we create our invite list and decide who's coming to this party. So is it going to be our whole database? Is like for our Valentine party, we have a very specific criteria to get into that party every year. And so, so we design that list. We create a call list for our team members. If you don't have a team, it's something where you could maybe, pay somebody to help you call through if you have a large number of people to call through. But the phone calls are really great. It's a really good way to ask for referrals too. But we always call our clients and personally invite them to the event. You're going to want to create an event checklist, it's more important than you would think. And I'm talking like every single solitary possible thing that you could even think of would need to go on that checklist, down to like garbage bags, scissors, like anything that you would need at an event, so that you're fully prepared when you get there. And then you're going to want to start securing donations. So again, if you're doing raffles, you're going to want to start asking for raffle items from people, and then get your volunteers and your vendors ready to go. And then 6 weeks before, we send out our official save the date email. And then we start calling our clients 6 weeks prior to the event. And we always, our agents are given they're given a dialogue script. So they invite them to the event, and there's always a referral ask. So, you want to make that phone call worth it to you. And, ask your clients if they know anybody who's looking to buy or sell as well, and give them the opportunity to bring them to the event if it's an event that you can do that on. And then you're going to want to start posting on social media. If you want to create a Facebook page, we used to do that. Our parties are too big now, so we don't. But if you have the ability to create a Facebook page, it's a really good place and platform to put updates and things like that. So, and then film your video so you can start putting it in all of your marketing. And then 1 month before is when we mail our official invite, goes in the mail. Depending on who you use to mail out your invites or mail out your direct mail, like Vistaprint, I know has like a 2-week lag time. So if it's Vistaprint or a company like that, you're going to want to send it out a little bit earlier. The company we use is local, and so if we send it out, it hits the mailbox like within a couple of days. But you do want to take that into consideration. And then you're going to send your official invite email with your RSVP link, of course, and then you'll want to start your text campaign asking for RSVPs, and then update any information on social media. And one thing that we do, if you're not using like an Evite that sends out an auto responder, you're going to want to send a confirmation email when people do RSVP. I feel like for me, it just solidifies that and locks that down. Again, people are famous for like RSVPing for things and not showing up. And so like we're pretty relentless at reminders and just staying in front of people so they remember like this is our event and it's happening. So 2 to 3 weeks before, you're going to want to finish calling through all of your clients. And then every week you want to post on social media. Once a week, you want to send out the email reminder and then the text reminder, and then keep sending those confirmations out. So it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but if you want to get people at your event, I think a lot of times people don't know what they're going to be doing maybe 6 weeks in advance. And so as like the week before our event, probably 10 days before, is when we get the most RSVPs. And I think people just are like, hey, I know what I'm doing this week, so now I can RSVP. So it's important to keep sending those, even though it feels like a lot, because again, people will forget or they'll lose it and they won't know where to go back and look at what you sent. So you just got to keep sending them. And then the week before, again, last chance to RSVP, send out a text. We finalize all the assignments with our vendors, and then we post 2 more times on social media. So the week of, and then the day of the event. And so you want to leverage that. And then the day of your event, obviously, send out another email and say, today's the day. You want to send out another text reminder and say, I'm looking forward to seeing you all. get there early with your team, get everything set up in advance. Like, don't ever push it to the last minute. Just make sure you're there so you can just relax and really enjoy the day. Post some stories on social media, showing, if it's a pumpkin patch, like showing the pumpkins at the patch or whatever that looks like. And then a few additional items that I do recommend. I would get branded directional signs, especially like if you're doing it at a park or something. We have a park where you have to kind of drive down this lane to get into this park. And so we put our signs out like open houses, and then event signs so people know. Sorry, I got to grab a drink. Do your event sign so people know where to go. So like our country club, where you come in, there's a sign that goes to the door and then a sign that goes to the ballroom. Make sure that you have a sign-in sheet. It seems obvious, but you want to track who's coming to the event so you also know who to thank. And then this is where like your detailed supply list is going to be really, really important so that there are no oversights whatsoever. So some examples of that. We just hosted our Santa party, and we got these cookies, and they were gluten-free, but then we had vegan people. And so like that was something where like it's going to go on our checklist for next year of like, we need to make sure we know if they're not just gluten-free, they're vegan. And we didn't know because we bought them from a different place this year, and it was something that we just didn't think about. So as you do parties, just keep building and adding to your list. We have probably a 5-page list of like everything and anything you could possibly think of that you would need. Like I said, garbage bags, garbage cans, scissors. At our event this year, we didn't have enough garbage cans, so I was running around my office because I host them. I own my own building, so I host them here, trying to find garbage cans. So next year, we know we need a large garbage can for people to throw trash in. So just a few things to think of. And then if you've got sponsors or vendors that have donated, do a sponsor recognition poster that you can post somewhere, just, appreciating them and their efforts. And then, use QR codes and place things around so that people can easily like write a review, or maybe like request a CMA through like HomeBot or Home IQ or something like that. We do put those around our events, and we have people that scan them. So it's a good way to follow up with people after the event. And then, ask people to post their photos and tag you. You could always create a unique hashtag if you want for specific events, but it's obviously free marketing when your clients tag you on social media. And then after the event, like I said, we take the photos and we will frame them and deliver them with a personal note. We post on social media and always go through and tag all of our clients. We send out a thank you. We will also print the photos and mail them out if we don't deliver them. And then, film a video to thank clients for coming, and then let them know about the next event that you're going to have if you have more than one event throughout the year. So when we finish up one, we let people know we've got the Valentine parties coming up. This is how you get into this party, or our spring shred events coming up. It's a great way to get exposure for your next event. And then that's it. So thank you for having me. If anybody wants to sign up for my newsletter list, I have an agent to agent database. And it's actually more business to business, but agent to agent is the majority of who's in the database. But once a month, I send out an email newsletter to agents just with tips and tricks, different things that I do. Maybe I'll send out like my gift sending system or things like that. So if you want to sign up for that. I also co-own a marketing company that is a personalized marketing suite for real estate agents. So if you have any interest in that, there's a QR code so you can scan that. So thanks for having me, Sarah.
Thanks, Heather. That was great information. I'm such a fan of client events, really, because just like you said, right off the bat, it's that face-to-face contact that really, that's what keeps you top of mind. You could send 1 million emails, you could send 1,000 texts, and you could even make 100 calls. But getting together face to face, that's really how we process as human beings. And it really does leave that lasting impression. And I'm blown away by the amount of events that y'all do every year.
We go from one to the next. But I mean, I attribute a lot of the business that we do to the events that we do. Because again, I'm seeing my clients once a quarter, essentially, outside of one party that's a little bit smaller, which is our Valentine event. But that's a event that that's my favorite event that we do every year. And I think every agent should throw a Valentine something, like a cookie party, something. But getting in front of people at the first quarter of the year and getting a microphone in my mouth and talking about the market, it's such a good way to, ask for referrals and remind people what we do.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think for those of you that are getting into hosting events, events are a lot of work.
yes.
But once you are in the process, once you have the groundwork laid out, it really is just as simple as Heather displayed beautifully, going down your checklist
Yeah.
and just making sure that you check off these things and you stay on top of them. I absolutely loved your 2 months, 6 week, 1 week, day before. It really does. When you have a very good checklist system, it just makes doing events so easy.
And you do have to like harass people. I mean, it's a lot. We send out a lot, but that's why we get the turnout that we get. It just, I mean, I've had probably 5 different marketing coordinators over the last 18 years. And I had one gal who she felt like she's like, I just feel like it's too much. And I'm like, no, because you don't get the attendance if you don't do it. You have to send out a lot of marketing around your event. If anybody, I've got my entire checklist put together in a PDF. So if anybody wants that, feel free to like reach out, hit me up. I will send that out. It will take out like all the thought that I've already put the thought into it. So I'm happy to share that.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather. Well, if you guys have any questions, please, you can utilize the chat or the question and answer. Or for those of you watching the recording, scan those QR codes, reach out to Heather about these different things. That was just a great presentation. I'm going to wrap it up today with a couple of other things that we have going on. First, with things that we do not have going on. We do not have a Marketing Matters webinar the next 2 weeks. So the next time that you all see us, we will be in the new year. Heather, we did have a question in the chat for your email address.
Put it in right now.
So if you do miss us, hop on the YouTube channel. There is plenty of different webinars, or start working on putting together your events for 2024. We do have a open house and happy hour coming up in the new year on January 11th in our Prescott office. I'll be up there. I'm going to be doing headshots, GIFs. We can work on some Reels videos if you would like as well. That's going to be from 1 to 3 in our Prescott office. So if you want to RSVP, please reach out to Michelle for that. I'm sure that we have some other things coming up in January, but not sure if we are. I'll wait to get those from our business development management team, which you see right here. So if there's anything that you want to see, any classes, any topics on Marketing Matters that you want covered in 2024, let us know. We don't necessarily have a crystal ball here at Landmark Title, but we have a pretty good understanding and idea of what that market's going to look like in the new year coming up. We want to make sure that you are on top of it. So if you want to plan events, you want to do any type of mailing marketing, digital marketing, let us know, reach out. We have a design team here for all of your digital marketing and print marketing needs. And we're happy to help you guys every step of the way. We're also happy to help be sponsors for your events. So of course, reach out to Beth, Keith, Mary, Michael, Michelle, Patty, Renee, or myself. We'll see you guys in the new year. Of course, thank you to Heather for coming on today. That was great information. Heather, I would love a copy of the PDF as well, so we can continue to reach out, help agents. A lot of times, we are the partners when it comes to doing events. Sometimes our agents even come to us for things like a timeline, like, what do I do next? So please reach out. And of course, if you have any closings or contracts, please think of us for all of your title and escrow needs. We have 7 offices here in the Valley of Maricopa, 1 up in Prescott and 2 in Nevada as well. So happy holidays, guys. We'll see you after. Heather, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.